my name is Mariana and I'm about to be a sophomore in college, and so I actually just recently made the decision to transfer, and I thought I would explain why. So first I'll tell the story of my whole college, you know. Okay, so basically my senior year of high school I was deciding between a couple schools for early decision. I was deciding between Vanderbilt, Brown, University of Pennsylvania, and Yale. I ended up choosing Vanderbilt because I felt I just liked it the most from what I saw, and so I applied early decision and I got in. So, and I was class of 2020 for high school, so yeah. And I got in. I went, and COVID, that whole thing, just ruined my entire experience. I hated it. I had a couple good friends. I had 4 or 5 friends, that's really it. I did not like the social scene of the South. I'm from Pennsylvania. Vanderbilt's in Nashville. I wasn't used to the idea of going to school in the South. So first semester was okay. I only really had two friends at that point. I made the other 3 my second semester, but first semester was not fun. I could not wait to go home in November, and I kind of always had this idea in the back of my head, oh, I could always transfer, transfer. So, but then when it came to going back my second semester, I was a wreck. I was crying for 2 weeks before going back. I just didn't want to go back to school. I did, and I started to like it a little more, but I realized it wasn't for me anymore. So I made the decision to transfer, and I applied to 4 schools. I applied to the 3, Brown, Penn, and Yale, and then I also applied to Columbia. But Columbia was on the coalition, whereas the other 3 were on the Common App. So something went wrong with my Columbia application. I ended up not getting in because something went wrong. It's okay. Didn't really care that much. I got into Penn and Brown, but I got rejected from Yale as well. This all happened when I was already home, and yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing. It's June 10th today, and so I had to make the decision by June 1st of where I was going to transfer to, and I ended up picking Brown. So let's talk about why I didn't want to go to Vanderbilt anymore. Okay, so personally for me, the social scene just wasn't what I wanted. The schools, I like the size of the school. The campus is gorgeous, and the people I met, I loved a lot of them. The school is about 6,500 kids. I don't know the exact number, but it's about that. The same with Brown, it's the same size. But Vanderbilt has a very heavy Greek life, and it's very demanding, and I just didn't really feel like I wanted to be part of Southern Greek life. It just felt too intense, and a lot of the frats were getting called out for racist behavior and racist parties, and I didn't really want to be involved in that, but I wanted to go make new friends. I had never really wanted to join Greek life, and then I started to want to senior year of high school, and I saw the Greek life at Vanderbilt, and I just didn't want to be part of it. And then also the environment was they say it's a very friendly environment, but I didn't really get that as much as they said. It could have been COVID. Honestly, it probably was a lot to do with COVID, but I just didn't really feel welcome there. It felt very cliquey. Everyone had their friends, and they weren't as open to meeting new people, which was just hard for anyone starting freshman year of college. They want to feel like they belong, and it just was very cliquey. I didn't feel like I enjoyed it as much as I expected to. Also, I still am planning on double majoring in biochemistry and computer science, and I was in the College of Arts and Sciences, which has a very large, very intense core curriculum. It took up a lot of the classes I would take, and for me it just like didn't really make sense to stress myself out with all of that, especially with a double major, and I wanted to be able to focus on the classes I had to take to do well. I had great professors. I loved the campus. My dorm first semester was really nice. Second semester was a little smaller. Still fine, it just wasn't like as nice as my dorm first semester. I just decided it wasn't for me, and then I made the decision to transfer. And I started pretty much when I got to school, like end of January, I started the process, and everything was due March 1st. Well, okay, Penn was due March 15th. It was due mid-March. And I just kind of did Penn more on a whim because I lived outside Philly, so it's like a 30-minute drive. It's like I could take the train there. And so I just kind of applied because it was close to home, and my parents were like, why not? You might as well. But I found out about Brown first, and as soon as I found out, I was like, that's where I want to go. I started to become indecisive when I found out about Penn, but I still felt like Brown was where I wanted to be. And I'm glad I made that decision. I actually went to visit. When did I go? About like a week after I found out, so like mid-May, like May 17th-ish, around that day. The freshmen are in like a summer session. They didn't have fall semester, they had spring and summer. So I made the decision to go visit and try to get to know people. And some people reached out, and I felt very much more welcome there. I really liked Brown, and the campus is nice, and the people were very nice, and they have an open curriculum, so I don't have to worry about anything with my double major. I can look into traveling abroad, studying abroad, and for me it was just absolutely the best decision so far. I haven't like been on campus yet, but I'm very hopeful that I'm gonna have a good experience. I'm excited, honestly. Like, it is kind of scary, and it's like starting the whole thing over again from scratch, which is kind of frustrating. It's like I already had an awful experience the first time. I don't want to have to do it all over again, but I've already met some people, and I feel like this is going to be a better time. And I didn't have a roommate at Vanderbilt because of COVID, and now I'm gonna have roommates, so it's just nice that like I'll be able to have a more genuine college experience, I guess. And obviously I loved Vanderbilt. No hate to Vanderbilt or its students or anything like that. Like I just didn't think it was right for me, and so I made the decision, and I'm glad. I'm really happy with it. So, and as much as I'm gonna miss the people at Vanderbilt that I met, I didn't want to be there anymore. I was miserable. So let me know if you have any questions about it. I don't really know. It's not like as deep as it might seem. It's pretty straightforward, but if anyone has questions, please let me know. If you're going to Vanderbilt in the fall or at all, please don't take this as you're gonna hate it. Most people I know absolutely loved it. My friends all loved it. I'm the only one who really didn't see myself there. So don't take this as you're gonna hate it there. I know someone who applied to transfer out of Vanderbilt, got in somewhere else, and then decided to stay at Vanderbilt because he realized he actually liked it a lot. So don't take this as a bad sign. Yeah, so if anyone has questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye.